pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yes. Now I don't even know. What's going on. It's good to see everybody tonight. Happy birthday. Oh, happy birthday. Yeah. All right. What's that? 29. Sure, you just missed the flag salute.
Did you say it right?
I don't know. But did I say it right? Did everybody listen?
It sounded right.
I really was hoping it was right. I was worried.
I was trying to get here.
Approval of the meeting agenda. I'll move to approve the meeting agenda. Second. Motion is second to approve the agenda. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Public comment. Our first public comment section. Any public comment? All right, and then we'll move on to our teaching and learning report, where it says Lori Blanchard will introduce the exchange, but something tells me that that's not the case. We have somebody else. Oh, there she is. I thought I saw the students. You know what? I thought that was all the students back there. You look like a student. You look like a student.
Thank you.
I thought all the students were back there. We had another
That's
parent.
right. That's me. Always confused for
So, Mrs. Blanchard, by all means, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I think everybody here knows me. I'm Lori Blanchard. I'm the area representative for ASSE Student Exchange Program. And I want to thank you for allowing myself and my students and my students here today also. We want to thank Mr. Pugh and Ms. Herzog and Mr. Pace and all the teachers and coaches from the school. Really welcomes the students and allows them to participate and give them a lot of really super opportunities. As an area representative, my job is to find and approve host families and then help them select a student that will fit in well with their family and with our community. And then once the student arrives, I kind of try and help them adjust to the new culture and everything. And then at least once a month, I talk to the students and their host families to make sure everything is, going along smoothly and everything, that there aren't any problems. And I think my most important job is just to make sure that they're really, being taken care of, which obviously is not an issue at all in Montana usually. And we have, of course, wonderful host families. I think these students will all agree, and I would be totally comfortable having my student or my child live in their home, and if you guys want Eric, anytime. Call them Tiggs. What? Call them Tiggs. Yeah, no kidding. And hosting really is a life changing experience, and many host families go on to host multiple times. 2 of the families in Montana this year are repeat families, and 2 of the 3 families I have in Elma are repeat host families. So, and I brought these papers just to show you. These are kind of some information that I give families to help select a student, and I just kind of wanted to show you what the host families get to see. There's this, and then there's also a letter that the students write to their potential host families. But anyway, that's kind of what they go on. And this year, I want to say it's been an absolute pleasure getting to know these students. They're so much fun when they get together. And when we get these guys together, and the students that are at Elma, they have so much fun, and I have so much fun. And they really make my job pretty easy. And so I'm really proud of them and how well they've adjusted. And I think they're probably proud of themselves too. And so students are here for the school year. They usually arrive at the end of August, leave 7 to 10 days after school gets out. And it's usually the way it goes. So I'm going to have the students introduce themselves, and then obviously they'd be happy to answer any questions, or I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ksenia Shurga, and I'm an exchange student from Russia. I'm from the city called Samara. It's an old Russian city situated on the left sublime bank of the river Volga, and it's quite big. Its population is more than 1,100,000 people. So I want to say there's a little bit different, let's say this way. But it's awesome. It's an amazing experience to be here, and it changed my mind about the life in a small town. And now I understand that it's really cool. And maybe in the future I would even prefer to live in a smaller town rather than in a big metropolis or the capital. So I'm staying with the Blanchards, and I'm really thankful to this family. And I'm really thankful to Montesano School District for allowing me to be here. And I'm very glad that I became part of this school, that I participated in many school activities. For example, I'm part of drama, and I've been doing volleyball and basketball, and track is coming. So I'm very excited about this. And well, I think that's all about me. I want to say thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mariam. I'm from the Republic of Georgia, from the city called Batumi. The population of Batumi is about 200,000, and yeah, it's not as big as Ksenia's city, but it's quite much bigger than Montesano. So it was always kind of my dream to become an exchange student, and America was like my biggest dream ever. And I came here with a scholarship. And it was a huge surprise for me, and I can really say that it's the best experience I've ever had in my life. And thank you, Mr. P, for letting us study here. Go Bulldogs! And thank you, Jenny, for being my mom. And yeah. So I'm doing competition drill team right now, and we're competing against really good schools, and we're getting ready to go to districts and to state, and I'm sure we're gonna bring something back. And also track is coming up. I'm also in drama, astronomy club, pep club. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it here. So I don't want to leave. I have to, but I'll definitely come back. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Daniel Hansen. I'm from Denmark in a little town called Tølløse. There's around 2,000 citizens, so yeah, even smaller than Montesano. I live with the Walkers out in Arctic, and I've been doing cross country and looking forward to soccer starting here on Monday. I want to thank the school district and Mr. Pugh for allowing me in the school. It's an awesome experience to get in life, gives me a lot of experience. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kristina Princeva. I'm from the Czech Republic. I live in a capital city in Prague, which has 1.2 million people. I did cross country in fall, which was really hard because I really didn't like running, but it was awesome. People here are just so nice. It's, you know, in big cities, you can't really see the people inside, and here it's like love everywhere. I did basketball, and I'm gonna do track in the spring. And you know, I built my life for 17 years, and then I left it for 10 months, and now I'm building totally new life in 10 months. And it's gonna be really hard because I'm gonna have to leave it forever. Yeah. And thank you, Ms. Pugh, for letting me attend this school. It's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm so happy here.
very good. So, any questions? Do you have any questions for students, for parents? So, what's been your favorite thing so far? I mean, if you had to pick one thing that you'll think about when you go back home, what will it be?
The one thing was the best for me is I always had troubles like coming out of my comfort zone. But one thing that really helped me up here is when you get out of your comfort zone, this is when you have the most fun. And this is what really life is about, to like try new stuff and experience new stuff. Even though you're super scared to do it or afraid to do it, it really means a lot when you try to do it and you really achieve something. So I think it's the best fit for me personally.
Karaoke at the Blanchards, huh?
Well, as speaking about the best thing, I think there are like a lot of cool things about it, but when I come back home, I think I'll remember how active here I was and how many sports I tried, and seriously, I don't think that I ever tried so many new things, and trying something new, this totally new experience is just priceless, I guess.
And I have to comment on Christina. She wants to try everything that she's never done before. Like, she goes, I want to climb a tree. Really? Okay, I can see that, you know? But she just, if she hasn't tried it before, she wants to try it. And we just love having her.
Well, speaking
Very good.
So these relationships that you've built with your family here is something that we have had 3 exchange students and thoroughly enjoyed them. And we've maintained relationships. In May, we're going to Bratislava to see our exchange granddaughter. So John, we went for his wedding a couple years ago and he just had a little girl. So that's exciting to keep that relationship in that. And it's so much easier these days with Facebook and all that kind of stuff. But those are relationships that can last a whole lifetime. So it's fun.
Yeah, that's true.
Any other questions? Anything?
Well, I say this every year, and the 4 of you would not know this because you're just here, but every year, every exchange student that comes here feels just like you guys do. And it's got to do something with the host families and the community and the kids in the school. I mean, this is a special place, and it's great for me to see you guys become such a part of Montesano. When I was in high school, we hosted an exchange student, and her situation was nothing like what you guys are having. And not that we were a bad family, but it was just different. I mean, this is a great place for you guys to come. And so I'm really glad that you've all bought into the Bulldog spirit and have enjoyed yourselves.
And I just want to add, we're always looking for more host families. So please, if you hear of anybody who's interested or you yourself are interested, please let me know, because that really is probably the most important aspect of their exchange here is their hosting.
And I'll just finish with, I know you get a lot, you're getting a great experience here, but you also give a great experience to the students within the school as well, because it allows us and the families, because we get to learn about your culture and where you're from. And we don't have that kind of diversity necessarily here in Montesano, so to see how outside cultures live and work and play and all that is good for us too. So you do a great thing for us also. So we appreciate you coming to the meeting tonight and telling us about yourselves, and hope you have a good rest of the school year. So.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna move on to, and you guys, you know what? This is a really exciting meeting. I'm sure you're gonna want to stay for all of it, but if you have to leave for some reason, that's okay. All right.
We're staying.
Oh, because you want to try everything.
I have to say, I do have to have the soccer at 6.
I said they can leave. I would say no.
Yeah.
I'd go for it. All right, so moving on to the business operations report.
I always love following these, all the good stuff, and then it comes to the boring budget status report. But anyway, just touch on enrollment really quick. Our average as of February, the February count was 1,253.59, which is up 0.74 from the average from January. So we're still doing well with enrollment. Working on the 15-16 budget, just getting the preliminary steps and things in place for me and the systems piece of it. But until we get the House and the Senate budgets, we really don't have a lot of numbers to work with quite yet. And it's possible that we will be adopting this year's budget before they are even through with session, just because of the deadlines that we face there. And so there is a big push, to increase school district salaries, which, yes, it has a positive impact, and it also has some impacts on things that are out of our control, like Sean's programs, where if he, has to spend more money in salaries, that's going to affect the money that he has in supplies and services. So, there's some give and take on those things. So we'll, obviously we'll have some budget discussions as we move along, but
Sheila?
for right now, yes.
How many teachers are we funding out of the levy? Which would be a similar situation.
Right. I don't have that number off the top of my head, but I can get it for you.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. The next thing would be the audit. Finished with the audit. We have the audit exit conference on March 16th at 3:00. And we don't have any findings or management letters, so should be a pretty quick and easy exit.
Last year, there was just like I think they did over the phone, didn't they? They didn't even come to the audit exit, did they?
I think it was the entrance that we may have done over the phone. Was it?
No, the entrance, the guy was here, I was here. I'm sure last year we did it over the phone. It was the first time I've ever seen it.
Okay.
So we've got a discussion about the exit conference, but 3 of you have said that you are planning on attending, so we just need to make sure that. If we have
I don't have to go, if who's going?
Dick, you, Chris.
Chris is not.
So we just have to advertise that we have 3.
I'm fine not going, I've been plenty of.
Let you and I talk, Steve, about who it makes sense to go, because I've got a potential conflict.
Okay.
So we can.
I'd say we can stay at 2.
Okay. Either way is fine, but we want to make sure we have enough time to do it. Okay.
Okay. And then just the last thing I had would be any questions on the information that I sent out. I will give you a heads up on the fund balance trend. If you look at that graph and things that I send out, you'll notice that February and March are typical drops in the fund balance, and that just has to do with the way the revenues come in, and with the taxes, you will get another big jump in April when the tax collection comes in. So don't panic if you see that fund balance drop down a little bit.
I actually have a quick question on the vouchers.
Okay.
Looks like there were some chargebacks on the math expressions.
Yes. Chart. So we had some things that we had to return because they were.
That our rep sent us the wrong publishing date materials. So because we recently upgraded to the Common Core edition, so we had all of the old materials sent to us.
Okay.
At the very beginning, near the beginning of school, we had to return that material and order the new material. And the problem was it didn't go through the same vendor. So that makes sense? I don't know if that makes any sense.
So we got charged back whenever we got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
We had to get the new stuff, so we got charged for the new stuff, and then we got credit back.
Yes.
It's been quite a process.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what that is.
Any questions for Sheila on this status report? Okay, thanks, Sheila.
Yep.
We'll move on to the consent agenda.
I move that we adopt the consent agenda.
Second. Motion is second to accept the consent agenda. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Moving on to the personnel report.
I move the personnel report.
Second. Motion is second to approve the personnel report. Any discussion?
I would just like to say, notice Karen has resigned her position here, 22 years in
Is that right?
the district, in a variety of positions.
Yeah. She's done everything.
She, I've never seen anyone stress out so much about little tiny things. She wasn't gonna miss an I being dotted or a T being crossed. And I say that in a positive way. She is a very quiet sense of humor that we got to see at times, But she will be missed. She is already missed. But I just wanted to thank her publicly for her many years in the district.
All those in favor of approving the personnel report, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Moving on to business action and discussion items, number 1, the district report card.
Okay, so based on the discussion we had Monday night, we went back and Sean and I decided that we would just do 2 pages instead of the entire thing. So
there's a comparison.
Yes. So there's a couple of things to look at here. The colors are gone in terms of the red, green. And the colors are, and the colors are gone from the rest of it, trying to make it easy to read. It's got a good beat, it's easy to dance to. So we're just looking for some further input.
So what's the yellow?
Yellow is the state number for the latest year that we had.
Okay, so it's all yellow, okay. Just
Yeah, it just to stand out.
The thought I had afterwards was, for simplicity purposes, like we had that red and green thing, which I thought actually had some value at a glance looking at that. I thought maybe an easy way to do it going forward, and maybe it's more down the road, but we'll just see how it strikes you, is having that same column, but kind of a red and yellow green, where red means we just use the state average as our benchmark. Red means we're below the state average. Yellow means we're right at or maybe slightly above the state average. And green means we're 5 points or 4 points or 8 points or we beat the state by a good bit. And I think that would communicate what we want to communicate. We also wouldn't have to come up with our own numbers every year. Because if it's a bad year, for the testing is weird or something, then the whole state's gonna reflect that. And we're probably gonna reflect that too, but maybe we still beat the state, or maybe we're under state, whatever. But we can see it that way. We can see the red means we're below state average, which we don't wanna be on anything really. Yellow means we're right there, and green means we're doing good in that area. We're beating state average by a good bit, and good bit we can define however we want. But I think that would accomplish what we're looking for in that column anyway. I'm curious about feedback.
So we did take the red and green out because it was confusing, and then you kind of had the same feeling, right?
I did.
And not that that way would be easier to understand because there's not necessarily a calculation involved in it. So yeah,
Actually, I thought the red and green was clear, the numbers.
Well, it was, that's what, yes, they
The
didn't correspond.
difference between the two, for ease of use, if somebody just wants to glance at the thing, they just look down. Now you have to kind of go through and.
So would it be, is there room for another column to have the difference between the state and where we're at? And would that be?
Yes.
so you're saying,
Hesitating though.
Yeah, because if you look at the grid, right? And so you can see the grid is now 2012 to 2014.
Yeah.
It will be 2012 to 2017 at some point. So there will be 5 years worth of data going across there by the end of this document. And if all you're talking about is a piece of information that is above or below the state, that doesn't need to be communicated by number. It can be communicated by color if you need that. But we can create a column that creates a plus and minus above so people can do the math, so it does the math for them if you wanted to.
I kind of like, I like being able to identify above state average or meeting it. I like the simpler color version. What I think is important is to have a chart or a document that someone can just see the chart and understand what those mean. So I guess what I'm trying to say is some kind of, maybe an extra column I would agree with, or some identifying feature to show where it is, but I'd like to avoid the earlier versions just seem too confusing.
I think we're all in agreement the strategic targets are come out, correct?
is this too far the other direction? I guess that's my,
I guess what I'm hearing is, I think we kind of like the column if it's simple to have the green and the red, or yellow, potentially. And I think the other side of that is, rather than going about, maybe if there's not room, maybe be able to go back 3 years. And then we're saying, okay, we're going to roll it back 3 years every year. So we'll show 3 years if we have it. We'll have the state results, and then we'll have the difference in the current year or something.
And, for that matter, I don't know if this is more or less complicated. We could go without the column. Like the increased graduation rate. We can see the Monty results in 2012-13 at 75.3. That would be, we could just color that red. The next one over, we would color either yellow or green because it's 80% and we beat the state average by a good bit. We could color everything and not add a column. Is that better or worse to do that? I'm not sure, but you could do it that way. You can tell at a glance. You see the red ears, you see the yellow, and you see the green.
okay, so let me tell you what, I did hold out on you a little bit, because I wanted to go from where we were down to the complete opposite. And so we did do a middle ground.
Look at, it's like what you do, set it
Well,
up to ask a question.
no, I didn't, but we were waiting for that to be ready for, so it worked out fine. And this may not be the perfect one either, but I think it's closer to what you guys.
Yeah, and so if we hadn't come up with this, then you would have had to tell us that we failed to
No,
experiment.
no.
And,
Whichever one you pick is the right answer. We're just trying to
So
figure it
let's clarify then to what the issue would have been if we just would have stuck with one column to compare to the state. You would have lost the previous state comparison data. So for example, Caleb even said it, he said, well, the 75.3, that should be red. Not necessarily, because the state might have been 70 that year.
You'd have to keep it that year.
Right. So when you start trying to compare to the state and doing it across, then you run into a problem. So if you really care to that level, the document you have in front of you would solve that problem.
Because this would be comparing it to 2012-13.
It compares it to the state of that year.
Yeah, I think that's basically exactly what you said.
Is that what you were thinking?
That's great, minds working alike, not even knowing it. Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. And so 75.3 is red here, but it's not red because of the 76 number.
It's red because of whatever the state number was that year. We don't know. You can look it up if you care.
But we probably wouldn't care. We just know that that's a little bit below, or maybe way below, but it's below.
You know the current year.
So
Is all,
maybe we
is we
wanna
give them bad information and then just tell them above and below on the previous year.
Maybe we want to add yellow to say right close to the state average. Maybe we want to have three levels, and maybe we don't. I don't know. That's my thought was to have 3 levels. Of course, you wouldn't have the state results yellow at that point. You want to either leave that up or something. But
I think that was the one thing I was thinking, if you want the state in yellow.
It's just that's a design characteristic.
Yeah.
That's all that means. So the whole thing is not.
I was thinking fuchsia.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Without getting to, I think it sounds like we've got consensus that this works. Is that?
Yeah, I like this. I'd like to see a key on.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
we'll work on that.
Well, yeah.
Let's do this. We'll finish this and email it out to you. And then we have another study session that we can get together and finish it off, or we put it on the agenda for the March meeting, whatever works for them. But we'll get this out to you, first part of next week, the whole thing.
I need to go back and just sort of think about whether the state, that really, whether I feel comfortable with that's the goal that we ought to be shooting for. It's certainly a benchmark and a useful one.
But what if we're 5 or 6 points above the state? Then we know we're really crushing it. You could do that in green. Would that accomplish what you're looking for?
No, it's a matter of whether, well, maybe it gets at that if whether that's high enough to.
You're talking more like school districts though, right?
Well, maybe, that's the piece that
You want the bar to be higher than what the state.
I don't know that I want that.
Well,
I need to think about that a little bit.
But I would agree that, we should be shooting for much higher than the state average. And I think that from the discussions that we have, I think we all agree that that's our goal.
Yeah.
In terms of this.
It's a useful benchmark.
Yeah.
Well, and you were gonna look into some other.
I would do that.
Okay, well, I think this is good. I would say go forward.
Okay, so we'll get to you the first part of next week and then look it over. In fact, if you have comments about it, send them to me or Sean, and we can make adjustments before we begin.
So I do have another question on this process. Part of the discussion the other day was about that this needs to this is supposedly, at least is one way of getting at what's happening in the strategic plan. So there's a couple of things that are in the strategic plan that are quantitative that we don't have in here. And I don't know that it's critical, but the two that I picked up on were under the technology piece, we have some pretty explicit statements that by a certain date, all 85% of our teachers will have met a certain criteria, and by the same date, 85% of our 8th grade students would have met that same standard. So I don't know if that's worth. We also have some stuff that we're going to have our teachers rated. I'm not sure that putting a composite rating in here is a useful exercise. Certainly not individual teacher ratings, but we said we were going to have all of our teachers done. That was another thing that was quantitative. So I was intrigued. I actually went back and looked at the strategic plan a little bit. So.
And I guess that's a decision we need to make. Because when I look at the report card, that's one of the goals of the strategic plan. So I see it as separate, because we talked about this at the very beginning.
Yeah, I think originally my thought was kind of what you're thinking, which is the report card will reflect the strategic plan. But I think what I've kind of come to understand and I'm okay with, and I think it makes sense, is the report card is really more a reflection of the district as a whole. And like Dan gave us, you gave us kind of a status report on where we are on the strategic plan. I think it'll be a separate document every year. I'm not opposed though, actually, to certain aspects of it being in there if they fit. I don't think that's a bad idea.
I just happen to notice a couple things that were potential fits for this.
Well, there's the TPEP one too, where 100% of teachers will be evaluated, but we're going to get to cover that to be accomplished and it'll go away.
Yeah.
But it's still, there's a lot more stuff we can put in there.
And I think that goes back to the evolving document thing. I mean, there should be a lot of this stuff could potentially go away at some point because we're going to change what we're focused on. We're going to change certainly in the strategic plan that will happen. This may not move as much because it's more focused on kind of core standards. Okay. You good there? So the audit exit conference, do we have a discussion? Kelsey Foundation donation.
Each year, Kelsey Foundation donates money for our 4th graders to go to the YMCA to take swimming lessons, and this year that total is $4,250.
I move that we accept the donation from the Kelsey Foundation.
Second. Motion and second to approve the donation. Any discussion? I'll just say publicly, even though just how great it is that they continue to support our programs of all aspects of the district. So they've been obviously a great resource for us. So with that, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Public comment.
I have one. So Simpson is having their project fair tonight for 4th graders through 6th grade. Sorry. I just wanted to invite you. Looks like it's going to be a short meeting. It just started at 6 o'clock tonight. We have our gym full of a lot of amazing projects. It is any student in Simpson could participate. So we have a lot of students who are there. Students who are in high cap had to participate, but it was open to everybody else. So
what time is it from?
It's from 6 to 7 tonight in the Simpson gym. If you'd like to swing by on your way home.
Any other public comment? You guys think of anything else you want to say back there? How exciting the meeting is?
Killing it.
All right. Give it a shot. Superintendent's report.
A couple of quick things. We are in the middle of negotiations with the teachers as well as the coaches, and I think things are moving along pretty well. Agree, Dan? Not next week, but the week after are music concerts. I will send a reminder out next week. We'll have choir, junior band, and high school band. And each year, the ESD puts out a grant opportunity for safety. We have, for the last 3 years, applied for money for ladders. We have not gotten it, though some districts have gotten snow blowers and things like that. But we did get it this year, so we got a $4,000 safety grant from the ESD to buy ladders and step stools for safety purposes. That's it.
Have you been on them already? Or you?
No, we just got
I'm
glad
that Got it.
Thanks.
Yes, and that's what our ladders look like.
That's
Oh, well,
what
we'll throw it down here.
So they're like the charity.
Okay, no, well, this, I like this simplified up a bit. I think I would like to have a 3-color deal, with the state results probably just in no color at all. So at a glance, you can see areas that we're really doing well in, where we just barely beat the state average or significantly beat the state average. I think parents would like that. Other than that, I think this is shaping up pretty well. I'm heading up to Simpson next. Malachi's up there now showing his plant science experiments, so that'll be fun to see what the kids are doing up there.
Yeah, I wanted to also thank the Kelsey Foundation for their funding of the swim program. Swimming is, it's kind of a life skill. It's a safety thing, and I think it's important that we're able to have a program like this and get it funded for Kelsey. So it's very, very valuable. And also, I enjoyed meeting the exchange students. I kind of agree with what Steve said, is that I think the families and the students and the citizens here get as much out of meeting the exchange students as I assume you guys get being here. We get a chance to kind of see our community through a different lens, and also understand other places in the world too. So it's good having you here. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And I think that's it. I'll be going to the project fair also.
Very good. Okay. So on March 31st is the regional WASDA meeting in Hoquiam. I have found these to be very useful, getting into topics that are kind of statewide significance and finding out what other school districts are doing. And it's a good opportunity to just kind of hobnob with some other district folks. And usually they'll have a legislator there and some folks from the OSPI. And I found them to be pretty useful. It's one evening, they feed you. So it's a pretty good deal.
March, is it Tuesday?
It's the 31st, yeah, Tuesday, it's at Hoquiam High School. That moves around. I think I did the last time put on my evaluation that Montesano would be interested in hosting, but I had never checked with anybody. So, this is sort of a way of
FYI.
Yeah, this is a way of checking.
Yeah, but I think it's doable. It's just a matter of talking with our food service people and.
So not only do you get the opportunity to, then some of the schools that have culinary arts programs, the students do the meal. And a couple of that I've been to, we've been to schools where for the half hour or so before the meeting starts, that they have an opportunity to highlight if they have a unique program. Down at Kelso, they took us out and toured a house, a little trailer house they were building. So there's an opportunity, if we have something we want to showcase, that we could do that as well. The Missoula Children's Theater was, actually I think we've had a meeting since then, but in mid-January, Kelsey Foundation funds that. So putting another plug for them. What was very successful, Pam Banks, who did stick around for the meeting tonight, it was the person that took charge of that. I write the grant and turn the money over, and the last couple of years she's run with it, and it's a very successful program, so that's kind of fun. One of the bills in the legislature this year talks about mandatory statewide testing for technological literacy. And right now, I guess about 60% of the schools in the state do that. Are we one of those? Okay.
But it's part of our strategic plan right here. It's part of our strategic
Yeah.
plan to do it with our 8th graders. That's the pilot assessment.
Good, that's what actually.
So we will be, but we're not mandated.
Okay, yeah, there's potential that it, OSPI was, that was one of their requests, legislation was to have that. So anyhow, that's it.
Very good. Thank you.
So if I call up and request one of the students to show me how to set the alarm on my phone, they'll do that?
Yes.
Yeah, we just get a first grader to do it for you.
Yeah. They'll hold the button down and say, set the alarm for 8 o'clock.
Do the exchange students come at the same time of the year, every year?
It actually depends. Like, for example, I came in 12th of August. When did you come?
28th of August.
So yeah, it depends. It depends on the country, it depends on organization, it depends on a whole bunch of different stuff, so I don't really know the correct answer.
They come in within a month of school starting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then when do they all go home then?
After the graduation, basically.
What?
Most of the time they go home after the graduation, but I'm going in May because I have to test exams and finish high school.
Oh, okay, well, if it's okay with Lori and one of any of the exchange students haven't had a chance to go climbing, I'll take you.
I'm over it. I love it. I've been there once, I still want to go there.
If you get it approved by Lori, she can chaperone if she wants, that's fine.
And I love it.
Very good. And I'll just say thank you to all the administration for coming in for the workshop on Tuesday. I think that was helpful for us to work through that. And also I'd like to congratulate, I know wrestling took 3rd at state, I think drill took 2nd in, was it state or?
2nd and 3rd, and we're going to districts and for the team.
Right, so, and then we've got basketball, it's off to regionals, and Knowledge Bowls, there's a state here not too long, and noticed.
Skills USA.
Skills USA is going to state as well. So it's neat to see, you know, all the extra stuff that our kids are doing and excelling when they're out competing with other schools, so that's fun.
Is Business Week coming up? Or is-
Business Week is the last week of April, so it's like April 27th to May 1st. So there's a lot, April is in charge of that this year, Conklin, so she's got a lot going on with that. In fact, we talked a little today about a couple things, but it's coming along, it's great, so. And again, we're fortunate to have the Kelsey Foundation funding for both of that, so. But yeah, we're very excited. So yeah, there will be more, and as long as you brought that up, we would love for any board members that are available for the Friday so you can come in and see the judging and the trade show. It's a great opportunity to see what the kids come up with. So that's May 1st.
May 1st.
Yep, and we'll make sure to let you know again before that happens. Okay, with that, we'll adjourn. Thank you very much.